And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Whatever you're selling, I don't want any. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with 1,500 smackolas tonight. It's a lot of money. That's Damon Runyon talk, smackolas. If any of them say this is for any of our couples, you know, who allegedly... Oh, did I say the secret word? The secret word tonight is door, and the duck will come down, or the duck will go back, and we'll pay him $100 in cash.
We have a housewife for you, Groucho.
For me? Oh, you shouldn't.
Her name is Mrs. Helen Bright. And her
I don't care what her name is. Drag her out.
And her partner...
Just crazy about housewives.
She has a partner I'd like to tell you about. Her, Dr. Leonard Krauss.
Is it sauerkraut? Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house, Krauss. Dr. Leonard Krauss and Mrs. Helen Bright, huh? Mrs. Bright, that's you, I presume,
yes.
Huh? Where are you from originally, huh?
Well, I was born in the Lying-In Hospital in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of interns out front.
Some friends of mine.
Yeah. Interns?
No.
You were married, I presume, huh?
Yes,
Since you were
Groucho.
born in the Lying-In Hospital. No, that doesn't necessarily mean you're married, does it?
No.
What sort of work does your husband do?
Oh, he's a cabinet maker, and he makes cabinets and shelves and drawers for the California Bank.
Oh, he makes drawers. I wish he'd make me a new pair, huh? Mine are ripped to shreds. Dr. Krauss, I suppose everybody calls you sauerkraut, huh?
Some of them do, sir.
The ones without a sense of humor.
That's right.
Well, now I know how we stand.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's investigate you, shall we?
Yes.
Find out some things about you. Where are you from, Mr. Krauss? Do you prefer being called doctor?
Any way you prefer, Groucho.
Well, I want you to be happy.
I'm happy being in your company, Groucho.
See? Well, I wish I could say as much, Doctor. No, as a matter of fact, I'm deliriously happy. Just looking at a big, husky, healthy man like you, who seems to be so well coordinated psychologically, physically, and every other way, I imagine. Let's see. What kind of a doctor are you? Foot, horse, or general?
I'm a doctor of medicine.
I'll try that again. What kind of a doctor are you? Foot, horse, or general?
I'm a doctor of medicine.
It was no good the first time, Doctor. You're a doctor of medicine?
Yes, specializing in psychiatry.
Oh, I didn't know. Did I get my foot on the couch? Well, sooner or later, I knew that we were bound to get a psychiatrist who would be interested in this show here. In the last 8 years, we must have sent a lot of business your way, Doctor. And I'm sure we've had a lot of your patients on our show. Well, Doc, when you make a house call, do you have to carry your couch on your back, or do you assume that there is a couch in each home?
As a matter of fact, the couch isn't at all a necessary piece of furniture in...
Well, it's always associated, though, with the psychiatrist and the analyst.
That's right.
Well, now, look, Doctor, recently we've been having a little problem with my Uncle Julius. I have an Uncle Julius that lives in New York. He thinks he's a vacuum cleaner. It didn't bother us so much when he thought he was an Underwood typewriter, but this worries me. Now, what would you suggest?
Well, actually, this facetious question...
No, it isn't. Sometimes he thinks he's a box of raisins.
It would ordinarily require a facetious answer, Groucho, but actually there are psychiatric situations in which persons who suffer from these schizophrenic delusions in which they...
That's a split personality. Huh?
Yes, something like that.
I mean, he could go to Chicago and the rest of them could go to St. Paul.
That's right, in which case you would need a sort of a sectional couch to treat him.
Look, why don't you sit here and I'll stand? If you think that one jest is going to push me out of this job, you've got another thing. Well, Doctor, as long as we're talking about analysis, how about taking a crack at me? Oh, brother. What I'm letting myself in for, huh?
Well, Groucho,
it's a living, anyhow. Huh?
Since this is a free analysis, I can't go too deeply.
Maybe you'll pay me, huh?
I would suggest offhand, though, that fundamentally you're a very kind-hearted, soft-hearted person who compensates for his soft-heartedness by his aggressive verbalisms. And
I can find that out on those cookies you get in a Chinese restaurant. You've only scratched the surface, Doc. Dig deeper, Doc. Dig deep.
This results, Mr. Marx, in what is known as an inferiority complex. Notice the distinction between the inferiority and the interferiority complex.
Would you mind amplifying that?
I've noticed in your tendencies towards, I've watched you on these programs quite frequently. I enjoy this program about the best of all the television programs.
Thank you, Doctor. I enjoy your analysis better than any I've ever had. Freud, Jung, Brill, or any of the boys. Well, this has been very interesting and quite revealing. And I would love to continue to talk to you two, but the time has come for them to take me away. No, the time has come to play You Bet Your Life, the walrus said. Now, we start you off with $100. You selected a dictionary quiz, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, you can start with $10, $20, $50, all the way to $100. And this is Mr. Fenneman, who also could use a deep analysis. Now, what do you want to start with? 20, 40, 50, 100?
$100.
100? Technically, a ream of paper has 480 sheets. What do you call the package of paper that has 24 sheets? Talk it over.
We'll try it.
The only thing I can think of is a block.
That's a psychological block, you mean, huh? No, it's a choir. U-U-I-R-E. I used to sing in one of those when I was a kid.
You still have $50.
We'll try it for the 90.
I wish you wouldn't talk when I'm interrupting you. Huh? Now, what are you going to go for?
$90.
Cash. What do you call the hiding place used by hunters and trappers for concealing and preserving provisions that are inconvenient to carry?
Cache.
Cash or cash. Cash and carry, we call it, huh?
You now have $140.
Now, what are you going to go for?
The 80.
What do you call the formations in a cave, conical or cylindrical in shape, that rise from the ground? They're in a cave.
Stalagmite?
Stalagmite is right.
You now have $220.
What are you going to go for?
70.
70. What is a thespian?
It's an actor.
It's right, as an actor. It is absolutely right.
And you wind up with $290. Well, just before we went on the air, Groucho, our studio audience selected a lady with an interesting hobby. She's Mrs. Mary Brandvig. Her partner is a special guest, Mr. Howard Hill. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find in the house. How? Howard Hill, huh? It's a pleasure to have you here, Howard.
Glad to be here.
Well, I'm always glad to have you here.
Thank you.
He's one of the greatest artists since William Tell, this fellow. Mrs. Mary Brandywine, huh?
Brandvig.
Brandvig? Oh, well, let's get acquainted with you, Mary. Are you married?
Well, I'm Mrs. Brandvig.
Answer my question.
Sir.
There are many misses running around looking for a new husband. You're still looking for the old one, huh? Now, Fenneman says you were chosen because of your hobby. What is your hobby?
Oh, I'm a radio ham. I'm a member of the...
I'm a radio ham, too, but what is your hobby?
For sure. Oh,
I'm also a television ham.
I am a member of the Los Angeles Young Ladies Radio Club, affiliated with the national organization, the Young Ladies Radio League.
Well, what's the purpose of this?
Well, we try to have some purpose besides fun. We are always on hand for emergencies.
Could I interrupt there just a moment?
Well, I certainly don't object to you interrupting, Howard.
She's speaking of helping people or trying to. Some time ago, about 5 years ago, I was down in Ascension Bay in the Gulf of California. We had a boy on a boat with appendicitis, and one of these radio hams, as she called it, a shortwave, picked up the message and delivered it, so we got help down there. So they do help people.
Well, you better give her a big kiss. I'll have them married before the show's over. Well, Howard, let's talk about your bows and arrows. How many movies have you worked in, approximately?
I worked in about 12 or 15 feature pictures for the various studios. Then I produced about...
Well, what are you disguised as an Indian in these pictures?
Well, sometimes I've been as many as 4 Indians in one picture.
Well, how do you do that? You get killed, and then they put...
Well, yeah, they just take the hair off of you and put on a scalp lock or a feather, and you're another Indian.
But what is the toughest shot you ever made with a bow and arrow?
Well, I think probably the toughest shot I ever made was a double ricochet.
They're nice.
And I broke a balloon
You
passing
can
over
hardly
a
get one of
bullseye.
those anymore. What was this, Howard?
Double ricochet was where I had a bullseye on a clock arm, and it come over in front of the bullseye. Now, what I had to do, I had to shoot this board, hit this board, glance off it, hit another board, then get the balloon just as it crossed the bullseye. Now, the shot isn't too tough.
No, it sounds pretty simple.
But
I'm going to do it as soon as I get through here, if I can get a bull.
But what you have to do is to watch the balloon that's moving with one eye and watch the spot on the board that you got to hit with the other eye and time it so that you get the arrow off in time to get this board off on the next board, then get the balloon just as it passes, because it's only have a split second.
I see. In other words, you have to have a split personality, don't you? Well, haven't you taken some pictures in Africa, hunting with a bow and arrow?
Yes, I made a feature picture down there called Timbo. It's a full-length feature in color.
You've just about hunted everything on 4 legs, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, what's the toughest animal to bag with a bow and arrow? The guy next door who builds things all night in his garage?
No, sir, I think an elephant is the toughest thing to shoot with any kind of a weapon, whether it be a bow and arrow or not. But, of course, you can't stop him with a bow. If somebody's not there to shoot him with a rifle, they're going to have some loud singing and slow marching.
Well, if an elephant was coming at me, I know what I'd do. I'd take 4 aspirins, pull the covers over my head, and holler for Jack Webb. Well, it's been a very interesting experience talking to you two, but let's see if you can win some money now. Eh?
In the race for the $1,500, the first couple won $290, and the secret word is door.
You selected the animal kingdom for your category, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, what do you want to start with?
90.
Easy questions are small sums. The big questions are big sums.
90.
90? To what better-known animal is the wallaby related?
Kangaroo.
That's right, kangaroo.
You now have $190.
80? If a cow belongs to the bovine family, what kind of animals belong to the porcine family? P-O-R-C-I-N-E.
Well, hogs.
Yeah, that's okay. We call them pigs where I come from.
You now have $270.
Is there any difference between a pig and a hog, Howard?
Well, the difference is a pig is an old hog's little boy.
Well, that's certainly framing it delicately. Now what are you going to go for?
70.
70.
Is that all right?
Fine.
A peacock is the male of the species. What is the female called?
What do you think?
Well, if a male is a peacock, then the female must be a hen.
So it would be a peahen, wouldn't
Peahen.
it? Can you believe that's right?
Yeah.
Peahen.
Well, you're all right. You now have $340.
Now what are you going to go for? It's your last chance to beat the other couples.
60.
All right, what kind of an animal is a schnauzer?
A dog.
A dog is correct.
And you wind up with $400. Now, Mr.
Drag
and
him in.
Mrs. Jack Sims, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Mr. and Mrs. Jack Sims, You're a nice-looking young couple, and you look reasonably happy, and I assume you're married.
We are.
Boy, am I shrewd, huh? Where are you from, Jack?
I'm from Santa Monica, Groucho. I'm a native son.
Oh, naked son, huh? And Mrs. Sims, what is your first name? I don't...
Desiree.
Oh, Desiree. How do you spell it?
D-E-S-I-R-E-E with an acute accent over the E's.
You have a very cute accent over the E's. And the I's aren't bad either. How old are you, Jack?
I'm 29, Groucho.
29. And you, Desiree?
I'm 20.
20. What sort of work do you do, Jack?
I'm a real estate salesman, Groucho, with J.R. Sims and my father in Santa Monica.
Oh, so you did all right. Huh?
Yeah.
Jack, since you're still comparative newlyweds, could you tell us something about your romance? Just the highlights will do for now.
Well, we met in March, and we were engaged in April, and we were married in July.
That's about as romantic as an inventory in a stone quarry. Well, how did Desiree, how did he propose? Did he get down on one knee and say, baby, you're my cup of tea?
No, we went to Rosie McGard's Hangover in Hollywood. It's a nightclub, and
I beg your pardon?
it's called The Hangover. The music was playing so loud I couldn't hear anything.
He was talking to you and you didn't hear a word he said?
Well, I knew he was very much interested in me, and I could see him sort of working up to the point of proposing, and I didn't take any chances. I said yes, whether I could hear him or not.
Kid, you were taking an awful chance there. Well, Desiree, how did you break the news to your father that he was losing his daughter? Did you say, look, I've got a live one?
No, Jack went over to my father, and in the old-fashioned way, he asked for my hand in marriage.
And what'd your father say? Take all of it, kid? I've had her long enough. Huh?
No, he was very proud and very pleased and very happy with the...
And relieved, I assume. This is no reflection on your charms, Desiree. You're a very attractive girl, but I think all parents are relieved when they get rid of their children. Well, Desiree, what are your plans for the future?
I'm expecting a child.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you could have knocked me over with a father. Well, congratulations, Desiree.
thank you very much.
Very happy for both of you. Do you have a name picked for this infant?
Well, we have
You want to
Mark,
call him Lazy Magari or whatever they are?
Rosie McGard.
Rosie Magari?
No. We like Mark Price and Tim.
What about half price? That would be a nice I mean, you got a small baby. Well, Jack, are you prepared to assume the responsibilities that inevitably go with fatherhood?
Well, yes, I really don't know much about babies, but I'm prepared.
Well, that makes you even. Babies don't know much about fathers either. Luckily, the children are pretty rugged and can take most anything. You intend to find out more about babies before the eventful day?
Well, I've been reading books on... We've been going to Red Cross meetings, and...
You don't go to Magari's anymore.
No, we don't. Then I practice on droodles, and...
What's that?
That's our French poodle.
Well, how do you practice on a French poodle? And, is the SPC aware of this?
Well, you hold the dog over your shoulder and like you do a baby, you know.
Doesn't the tail get in your mouth?
No, it doesn't seem to bother.
Well, you're a very nice young American representative couple, and I'm sure you have many years of happiness ahead of you. Now let's play You Bet Your Life, and I assume you both understand how to play this game.
Yes.
In the race for the $1,500, the second couple is leading with $400.
Now, what are you going to start with? This is a spelling quiz. I want you to pronounce the word, spell it, and then pronounce it again. For $100, you're going to start with. Okay. Spell the word fuchsia, meaning a plant with red, pink, white, or purple drooping four-petal flowers. Pronounce it.
Fuchsia.
Spell it.
H-I-A. Fuchsia. Fuchsia. F-U-S-H-I-A.
No, it's F-U-C-H-S-I-A.
Well, you still have half your 100. You have $50.
All right, don't get discouraged. Now, what are you going to go for? 90, 30, 50?
$70.
70. Spell the word giraffe, meaning a long-necked animal.
Go ahead.
Giraffe. G-I-R-A-F-F-E.
You are absolutely right.
Good.
You now have $120.
Now, what are you going to go for?
$80.
$80. Spell the word supersede, meaning to take the place of, as by reason of superior word, to replace a plant. Supersede.
S-U-P-C-E-D-E.
I don't know if that's the one or C-G-E. It's either one or two.
C. Supersede. S-U-P-E-R-C-E-D-E.
No, you blew one letter. It's S-U-P-E-R-S-E-D-E. But almost everybody goes off on it.
I would know.
I'm sorry, but...
You now have $60.
All right, now you still got another chance. What are you going to go for? 60?
90.
90?
$90.
90. Spell the word rarefy, meaning to make rare or less dense.
R-A-R-I-F-Y.
Right. Go ahead.
Rarefy. R-A-R-I-F-Y.
No, you spent too much time in Mother Magari's. It's R-A-R-E-F-Y.
Oh, I'm sorry.
These are all tricky words. I'm sorry that
You
didn't-
wind up with $30.
Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry you didn't win more, but look what you've got coming in a few months. Huh?
That's right, Groucho. Thank you.
All right, I'll give you, here we go for $1,500. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and no help from the audience. In 1066, William of Normandy defeated King Harold II of England in one of the most decisive battles in history. For $1,500, what was this historic battle called?
Orange.
Go ahead.
What do you think?
Must have been, that's all I know.
Shall we get the Battle of Orange?
Try it. Go ahead and tell
All right, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
The Battle of Orange.
No, it's Hastings.
Hastings Agincourt. I started to say Agincourt. I missed it.
So that means the big question next week will be worth $2,000. Well, they lost the big money. How much they win the quiz, George?
$400 in the quiz.
Well, that's not too bad. Congratulations, and
Thank
thanks
you.
to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Whatever you're selling, I don't want any. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with 1,500 smackolas tonight. It's a lot of money. That's Damon Runyon talk, smackolas. If any of them say this is for any of our couples, you know, who allegedly... Oh, did I say the secret word? The secret word tonight is door, and the duck will come down, or the duck will go back, and we'll pay him $100 in cash.
We have a housewife for you, Groucho.
For me? Oh, you shouldn't.
Her name is Mrs. Helen Bright, and her
I don't
partner...
care what her name is. Drag her out.
And her partner...
Crazy about housewives.
She has a partner I'd like to tell you about. Her, Dr. Leonard Krauss.
Is it
Right now.
sauerkraut? Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house, Krauss. Dr. Leonard Krauss and Mrs. Helen Bright, huh? Mrs. Bright, that's you, I presume, huh? Where are you from originally, huh?
Well, I was born in the Lying-In Hospital in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh? A couple of interns out front.
A friend of mine.
Yeah. Interns?
No.
What's, you were married, I presume, huh?
Yes,
Since you were
Groucho.
born in lying in hospital. No, that doesn't necessarily mean you're married, does it?
No. After
What sort of work does your husband do?
Oh, he's a cabinet maker, and he makes cabinets and shelves and drawers for the California Bank.
Oh, he makes drawers. I wish he'd make me a new pair, huh? Mine are ripped to shreds. Dr. Krause, I suppose everybody calls you Sauerkraus, huh?
Some of them do, sir.
The ones without a sense of humor.
That's right.
Well, now I know how we stand.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's investigate you, shall we?
Yes.
Find out some things about you. Where are you from, Mr. Krause? Do you prefer being called doctor?
Any way you prefer.